One second you're into someone, the next second, without warning, you're completely repulsed by them. Not slightly less interested, repulsed. It's called the ick, and it can be triggered by something as small as the way someone waves or eats or says one single word. Here's what's actually happening in your brain when it hits you. Researchers describe the ick as a sudden and intense shift in attraction, driven by a wave of disgust rather than a rational thought. And that distinction matters, because disgust is not the same emotional system as simple disinterest. Disgust evolved as a protective mechanism, originally to keep you away from things that could physically harm you, like spoiled food, disease, or contamination. Somewhere along the way, that same ancient system got wired into how we evaluate potential romantic partners too. One recent study analyzed some of the most popular ick videos on social media to figure out what actually triggers it most often. The results surprised a lot of people. Physical appearance was rarely the cause. Instead, the biggest triggers were things like a strange way of laughing, an awkward interaction with a stranger, or one specific mannerism that suddenly felt impossible to unsee once you noticed it. Psychologists have a theory for why this happens so suddenly and so completely. In the earliest stage of attraction, your brain is running largely on projection. You're not fully seeing the actual person yet. You're seeing a version of them filled in by imagination, hope, and a little bit of wishful thinking. The ick tends to hit at the exact moment that projection cracks, when one small real detail breaks through and the fantasy version collapses all at once, sometimes in a single second. There's also a deeper theory tied to fear rather than disgust. Some clinical psychologists believe the ick can act as a defense mechanism, especially when a relationship starts to feel like it could actually go somewhere real. If closeness feels dangerous or unfamiliar, your body might manufacture repulsion just to create distance and keep you safe, whether or not that's actually the correct reaction to have. Interestingly, research also shows a pattern by gender. Women tend to report the ick most often in response to comments that feel misogynistic or a partner failing to meet expectations around masculinity. Men tend to report it most often around physical appearance or embarrassing behavior happening in public. Researchers caution that these patterns can reinforce stereotypes rather than reveal anything universal about people, so take them as a loose tendency, not a hard rule. So the next time attraction vanishes in an instant over something as small as how someone opens a car door, know that your brain isn't malfunctioning randomly. It might be running one of its oldest systems, disgust, repurposed for something it was never originally built to judge in the first place.